Is it me or is it getting misty in here? And welcome back to Cliffieland. This is Week in Country number 126 on our second attempt of cooking the food of every single country in the world. And tonight we're up to the nation Nicaragua. Nicaragua, located in North America, technically Central America, is bordered by the Pacific Ocean and the Caribbean Sea, and is a very multi-ethnic nation with a varied cuisine which relies heavily on corn, as do pretty much all the other Central American nations. Now, since it's a very multi-ethnic country, the cuisine does vary from the Pacific coast, where you get a lot of different fruits and vegetables, moving over to the Caribbean coast or the Mosquito coast, which has a very different cuisine, which relies a lot heavily on things like coconut, and has a very different history, which is a lot more like that of its British Caribbean neighbors than the rest of Latin America. However, the most common dish across the entire country is gallo pinto, which literally means painted rooster or red rooster. Now, that is a preparation of red beans cooked with white rice separately and combined together. However, that is also the national dish of Costa Rica, and we did that for that country, so if you want to see their version, check that out. The nation is also known for a variety of other different little tamales. However, we're not doing that either. In fact, to see what we're doing, first we have to see how things went when we tried this whole thing last time around. Well, last time around the Global Cooking Challenge, I was able to cook across 2 nights, and the first night I did one of my personal favorites, which is a grilled meat with chimichurri sauce. And I love me some chimichurri, and I did have a grill last time, and it came out well last time, but we're not doing that this time. What we're doing this time is what we did on the second night, which is called Baho, or Baho. There are lots of different spellings. Basically, it translates to mist, because this is a dish that is steamed and cooked in a banana leaf, and it's a preparation of ripe plantains, green plantains, and marinated meat, and yuca, aka cassava. It came out really nicely. I really enjoyed that last time, and that is served with the repollo on top, which is the Nicaraguan version of coleslaw, similar to the Salvadoran version, which is curtillo, which we did back in El Salvador, but it's not identical. So that came out really nicely last time. It's a huge dish. We're doing it again this time. We're doing the entire recipe, and I'm hoping to do it better. So at this time, we have to see what goes into all of that. First, for our bajo, or Nicaraguan beef, plantains, and yuca steamed in banana leaves, we'll need about 4 pounds of beef brisket cut into large strips, 3 tomatoes seeded and chopped, 2 green peppers seeded and thinly sliced, 3 onions thinly sliced, about 8 to 10 garlic cloves chopped, 1 cup of freshly squeezed orange juice, 1 cup of freshly squeezed lime juice, 4 tablespoons of salt, as well as 4 green plantains, which will be peeled and halved crosswise, 4 ripe plantains or bananas, which will be peeled and halved crosswise, 2 pounds of yuca, also known as cassava, which will be peeled and cut into large pieces, as well as banana leaves. And then for our repollo, or Nicaraguan slaw, we'll need about a half a head of shredded cabbage, 1 large carrot peeled and grated, 4 cups of boiling water, 3 minced scallions, a half a cup of lime juice, a half a cup of water, 1 jalapeno or serrano chili pepper minced, 1 tomato chopped, and half a teaspoon of salt. So, word to the wise, this may not take an eternity to prep, but it does take a long time to cook, so give yourself plenty of time, but it's time we get cooking.
In a large heat-proof bowl, place the beef with the tomatoes, peppers, onions, garlic, orange juice, lime juice, and salt, and toss thoroughly. Cover, refrigerate, and marinate overnight. The next day, add about 4 inches of water to a tamalera or large 5-gallon pot. Place a rack in the bottom of the pot or toss in enough wadded up aluminum foil to hold the ingredients out of the water. Place a plate on top of the rack or aluminum foil. Line the plate and the sides of the pot with banana leaves, letting the leaves hang over the edge of the pot. Make sure the pot is fully lined with the leaves, leaving no openings. On the bed of banana leaves, lay the green plantains and the ripe plantains. Remove the meat from its marinade and layer it over the plantains. Top the beef with a layer of yuca. Finally, pour the meat marinade and vegetables over the yuca. Take the banana leaves hanging over the edge of the pot and fold them over to completely cover the ingredients in the pot. Cover the pot with a tight-fitting lid. Bring the water to a boil over medium-high heat. Reduce the heat to medium and simmer for about 4 hours. Add water as necessary to keep it all from evaporating. In a large heat-proof bowl, place the cabbage and carrots and pour the boiling water into the bowl to cover it, and set it aside for 5 minutes. Drain in a colander, pressing out as much liquid as possible. Return the cabbage and carrots to the bowl, and add the jalapeno, lime juice, water, scallions, tomato, and salt. Toss well, and let sit at room temperature for a few hours or overnight. Then chill and serve as a side dish or on top of the baho. Onto each plate, place a banana leaf, a piece of ripe plantain, a piece of green plantain, a piece of yuca, and a portion of the meat. This is all topped with a healthy portion of the repollo cabbage slaw.
How did that go? Well, delicioso. That was so wonderful. It really was one of my favorite things from all of Central America. I was really surprised how much I liked it. The plantains had just the perfect texture, the ripe and the green. The marinated meat just kind of fell apart, and the marinade had a fantastic flavor. But the yuca on top was stellar. It was so incredibly great, it had me running back for seconds. And this is coming from someone who started out hating yuca, so wow, really good. The marinade was fantastic, and so that gets 5 out of 5 globes. As for that slaw on top, the repollo was phenomenal. It was the best slaw I've made, and I've been making a lot of them kind of recently. And the lime was a great ingredient to be in this particular slaw. The tomatoes gave it that nice little other hit of acid, and it really worked so well with the entire dish, especially with the jalapenos inside that gave it a nice bit of kick. So the repollo gets 5 out of 5 globes as well. Super, super delicious. Love that so much. So that does it for North America and Nicaragua. We're heading back to Africa for a couple of weeks next time for the food of Niger. See you then. And remember, if you'd like to see our streams live when they happen, follow us on Periscope or Facebook Live. Like and subscribe to be advised when these videos are posted. If you have any thoughtful feelings or helpful suggestions about the food that we're cooking, sound off in the comments. Remember, links to the original recipes, remember these aren't my recipes, are found in the About section. And tune in next time. Thanks for watching and happy eating!